So next up it is Pool C, and a crunch game for Australia and the United States. The USA lost to England 19-10 earlier on. Australia beat Kenya 29-12, and Australia leading overall in the series 26-2. But this USA team is very competitive nowadays under the coaching of Mike Friday. And number 5 is Zach Test. He scored over 100 tries for the USA. And Hughes is the captain. The change in the starting 7 for the Australian, Sam Myers comes in for Tom Cusack, who copped a little bit of a knock. I think he's going to be okay for the remainder, but they're not taking any risks with him. Clark and also Jenkins both scored a double in that win over Kenya earlier on. So Jenkins getting set on the right. The captain of Australia, Madison Hughes, captain of the USA. And here's the welcome for the two teams. Greg Clark with you, and alongside me, Carl Tanana. The USA will be fired up for this one, no doubt about that.
Oh, that's for sure, Greg. And they acquitted themselves against the England team, who were expected to dominate, and they didn't take one step back in the physical stakes, did the USA, and just showing they have some out-and-out gas with Perry Baker, and he's replaced by Carlin Niles. So if they get it to the edge with a bit of space, they are capable enough, are the United States. But for me, the Australians, they look very impressive against Kenya. That was a very tough game first up and looked very settled.
It's a luxury for the USA coach Mike Friday, because he can start with the flyer, number 11 Perry Baker, who scored 6 tries on debut at the Gold Coast back in October, and he can replace him with Carlin Niles. Nick Bright, his 80th match in the World Series, is our referee. He's from New Zealand. James Stannard, the 31-year-old. We'll get things underway. Pool C, and that is not going to go the 10, so I think in 2 matches so far, that's the 3rd restart that hasn't gone 10 metres, so it's a real problem for the Aussies.
Well, they did so well in their first game, going down the middle of the park and utilising Palmer Fault, go up and contest, and now they're just setting it up here. Zach Test is the one in on the ball for the United States. Look for the man, Perry. Where's he? On the right-hand side, top of your screen.
And you think they'd be heading that way, and exactly that's what's happening. And Zach Test got away from one over the 22. Stannard made the cover tackle, the sweeper. The arm goes out, advantage being played here for the USA. So we saw that speed of Zach Test. Now it's Naiua and the USA allowed to run. They don't fall for the dummy. The tackle was good, and now it goes out to Yosefo, but here's a real opportunity for the USA. It's Barrett into touch though. Solid defence by the Australians, and they take the quick throw in, and it's going to be onto the left foot now of Jenkins, and he's just going to settle things down a little and put it into touch.
Oh, huge pressure from the United States, and it all come from the kickoff from Australia. Been ineffective, but that's just the threat of Perry. The defence has to go out on him, and left a big hole for Zach Test into the numbers, but staunch defence there by the Australians. Look at the numbers getting in there, 3.
And the man making the effective tackle really was Sam Myers. So throwing in now is Naiua, and it's there for the USA. Naiua getting it across to Hughes, the playmaker, and that's a good step again, but the tackle was good from Clark around the bootlaces of Zach Test, but still more possession for the USA. Yosefo for the corner! There's the try. Well, they've dominated the opening stanzas so far, and they come up with a try, so good reward for the USA.
Yeah, strong running from the back division from the USA. Zach Test is just running hard and straight, and what he does, he makes the setup. Look at them, they're having the drift. You can't have help defence on the inside. It's all one-on-one stuff, and then he breaks on the outside. Martin Yosefo, good start, great start from the USA.
They lead 5-0 with the kick to come from out wide. And Hughes, it's a good strike, but he can't have the extras. But 5-0 USA, and the try scorer Yosefo, that's his first on the HSBC Sevens World Series on debut from the University of Montana.
That's the threat when you've got speed on the outside. You have to hold for them, and it opens up holes on the inside.
Folau Naiua, Australia, yet to get into the contest. Goes pretty wide down to Myers, and it went backwards, and so now Palmafo goes to ground, and it's been touched there by the USA, but it's play on, and Clark fires it out now to Foley. And Foley cutting back, linking up with Stannard, and he thought about throwing the long pass, but he's going to try and take them on. Lost forward by the USA. Myers. Advantage is over, so he'll take it into contact and pop it back to Clark, who gives it now to Holland, and Holland tries to draw the player, gives it to Stannard, calling Palmafo back on the inside, but the USA defensive line is good, and the counter is pretty good by the USA as well, but it's going to come back for Australia. And now it's Myers who throws the dummy, goes to ground, wasn't held, so he goes again. High ball out to Clark, plenty of USA defenders around him. And Jenkins now. Myers, like to be a little disorganised, the Australians, and Myers throws the dummy. Gets it back to Holland, who flings it out now to Palmafo. Cutting back infield, beats one, beats two. Palmafo. And the penalty goes against Zach Test there. They take it quickly. And it's Lewis Holland, chance here. It's inside ball to Myers, and he fires it across now to an unmarked Ed Jenkins, who will run away, and he will put it down between the sticks. Eventually. There's the try, there's the hit back.
Ed Jenkins will get the try, but it's the pass from Clark on the inside. He knew he was going to take a hit to the ribs. He takes his medicine but releases. And that's what causes the incision from the Australians. He had numbers in and around the ball. Finally, they get a relief here on the penalty, but just watch this pass on the inside. He knew he was going to get it, but he gives it inside to Sam Myers, who saw his captain on the outside. Good inside-outside play.
So Jenkins has his third try for the day. The captain, over 350 tries. Peter Miller still a long way in front, the all-time points for Australia. This time it goes the 10 metres, and Baker takes it, then loses it. So we'll have a scrum.
Good defence from the kickoff there from the Australians. Con Foley, the one putting the hit on the much smaller Perry Baker, who wasn't strong on the kickoff. So good realisation where to kick the ball and who your matchups are. Very impressed with his Lewis Holland though, Greg. He's been good today for the Australians.
Just adds a little bit of stability. Now it's Holland in the jersey 4 across to Clark. Clark on Zach Test, straightens and then goes. Cameron Clark, what a step! What a try between the sticks.
Well, this is an isolation play here from Australia. It's good distribution from Lewis Holland. Palmafo goes to the far extremities of the field, so his marker Baker has to go across, and it's a one-on-one, and Clark hitting it at speed.
So 12 points to 5. Make that 14 points to 5. So after a bit of a slow start, a couple of good tries.
And the man he beat too, Zach Test, is a very good defender, but when you've got a guy running at full speed, and this kid on display, Cameron Clark, is starting to take it to another level. He's feeling comfortable in his international jersey, and he is a noted try scorer, and he's put it on display on day one.
So his third try for the tournament, and this time they go long as the halftime siren sounds. So the USA Test goes to ground. It's still there though, so Baker fires it out to Hughes, and coming back on the angle is Yosefo. Gone backwards. Hughes cleans up, and Baker can't control it, and it's into touch in the end. So that is half time. Perry Baker, a couple of fumbles there, but he's on the team to actually score the tries blistering speed. But it's 2 tries to 1 at half-time. It's Australia leading the United States by 14 points to 5. Still a long way to go here, though.
The United States have been very, very competitive again, as they were against England in their first game. As we go into the huddle, we'll see what Mike Friday's got to say.
We push up, we push out. We push up, we push out. Say, no, to Manuel, go out, he'll get out in the centre. Yeah, don't chase okay, then the hooker, then we can fill in. All right? We can fill in. We just need to sharpen up here. We just need to get a little bit belief around the breakdowns. Our shape's great. We need to work the breakdown harder, the first couple. If they've got it, they've won it. Let them have it. 7 on our feet. If they haven't got numbers there...
Yeah. Don't be scared to go. Right? The trying is a fake card. We put it up there, great kick to finish off on the first shot. Good management. Now it's their kick off the start. We get the ball, right? Let's be alert, know our roles, get the ball, and we score. Keep ball, work hard off the ball now. Come on. First minute.
Garrett John, the Australian coach,
that's it.
wanting the first try in the second half.
Them, we smash over the rush, we play good defense. That's the second half. USA on 3. 1, 2, 3. USA.
Mike Friday, very animated. Over the try scorers in the first half. So now 3rd on the all-time points for Australia, 426. Only his 17th or 18th event, I think.
Just about to say, that's a pretty good strike rate for a young man. He's been on the circuit very long. Cameron Clark, she played a lot of years with Peter Miller, also Australian Sevens legend in Japan for 3 years. Played against him for a number of years as well. Another guy who ran around me. There's a whole lot of them.
Had to happen eventually. Here's the restart for the second half, and Myers knocks it back, but it's there for the USA. So what can they do? Pops out for Baker, and he gets it across now to Duratalo through the hands. And Zach Test is on the outside. He's got some speed, and that's a brilliant tackle by the Australian captain. Body on the line stuff there for Jenkins. Tackle had to be made, and it was Zach that lost it forward. For a moment it looked like he was away.
Well, they set it up well, did the Americans. They went to the right-hand side, and this is all about self-belief. There's no way that Ed Jenkins can match Zach Test for speed, but that's all about will and want. Great stuff by the captain for Australia.
Tess was in sensational form at the Gold Coast on the first stop of 9 on the HSBC Sevens World Series. Now Stannard and Holland across to Clark, flings a long ball out to Palmafo, and he's going to cut back, and Baker makes the tackle. Oh, a little isolated there, but no, the penalty goes against the USA. Not releasing, so Zach Test can't believe it.
Neither can Mike Friday on the sideline. He's blowing up the American coach. That's power against speed, isn't it? Palmafo against Baker, just trying to take him out of the game. And to be fair, Greg, the Americans just haven't got him the ball, and the Australians picked it. It's running into him, making him tackle, getting him tired. It really has worked.
So Stannard finds Foley. Down to Stannard, across now to Holland and to Clark, who flings it over and running on it is Palmafo. And Baker will give chase. Baker can't get him. And Palmafo will score a vital try for Australia. His first try for Dubai 2014. He's 43rd overall.
Well, that's a mental game right there. Palmafo only seconds before ran over the top of Perry Baker on this occasion. He takes him on the outside, and you can see that he just grabs. He has the speed, does Perry Baker, but he doesn't want to get him mentally just shaken by the bigger, more powerful man, Palmafo.
And Stannard adds the extra 2, so a little bit of breathing space for the Australians after conceding the first try of the match, down 5-0, but now they lead 21 points to 5, and Palmafo, his match is over. He's been replaced.
Still a long way to go in this game here, Greg, but the United States need possession. They need it quickly. They need to be next to score.
And Stennard goes long, and it's out on the full, so yet another mistake at the kickoff. That's about 4.
They've pulled that with this rhythm now. Have they just left the door ajar? A rookie mistake from an experienced player.
Just saw the Australian women's team walk back into the dressing rooms because we have 2 semi-finals in the World Rugby Women's World Series. Event being run in conjunction with the men's event at Dubai. It's day 2 for the women. Coming up, Australia will play Canada in a semi-final, and then France against New Zealand. But now it is the USA looking to get back into this contest. The arm goes out. It's advantage for USA, and Zach Test takes it quickly. Stepping Test. He's taken by the new man out there, Greg Jeladev. Another advantage being played. Carlin Isles is on there for the USA. They'll take the penalty, the USA. There's still plenty of time, and Zach Test leading from the front. Pops it out. It goes to Lewis Holland, who's going to have a run. Now he gives it to Con Foley. Foley pops it out to Holland. Holland's kicking ahead for Clark to chase. Getting back there for the USA is Barrett, and it's a wobbly old ball, but he controls it, and he's claimed immediately by Clark. USA working it out of their 22. And here's a man that they want to get the ball to. It's Carlin Isles. They won't get to him. Away he goes. Carlin, the flyer, Isles. Hits back for the USA. Stennard will watch him put it down. And so it is a try that just keeps the USA in the contest. 21 points to 10 with the kick to come.
Well, he's been a difference maker every time he's come onto the field. Carlin Isles, try scorer. Here he sees here, Stannard, to his credit, keeps him wide, makes it harder on the conversion. Speed personified, Carlin Isles.
And there he puts the ball down. James Stannard just knocked the ball out of his hands after that, showing a little bit of frustration. So 21 points to 10. The conversion was off the uprights and waved away. And so who wants it? Knocked on, and so Clark picks it up and now gives it to Jeladev. The new man, Maloof! Nick Maloof stepping. Zach Test comes at him. Maloof is taken by Test. He flings it back though, and Jenkins is going to hit back. And Jenkins for Australia. The captain is in for another one. Very timely indeed, just when they look like they might be allowing the USA to get back into it. Jenkins comes up with a double.
Some nice passing here by Australia. Jeladev onto the number 1, Maloof. And then the setup, and there's a lot of tries to be had for support play, and the captain gets his double and seals the win for Australia.
(26 to 10), and the conversion not successful.
This is the sort of game that you want leading into it, Greg, because the Australians wanted to be tested. They had a good win first up against Kenya. This American team now is no pushover by any means. They had to work hard, but they stayed composed, have the Australians. And this is a good one.
Alan Fa'alauval being used as a impact player off the bench, and that's what they tried to do a little earlier on. Fine touch from the restart this time. It did bounce across the chalk, and that is full time. So the Australians safely through to the Cup quarterfinals on day 2, but they still have a big game to come. The final event, the final match on day 1 at Dubai, that's against England. But for now, the Aussies 2 from 2, 26 points to 10 over the USA. Facts for you. The USA missed 4 tackles, and they were vital. Australia, more passes completed, and not much in the total ball given away. There's one separating them. USA 5 visits into the Australian 22, but only 2 tries, whereas the Australians managed to pretty much score on every visit into the opponent's 22.